Hey all, this is Water and I'm going to be showing you guys how to counter the 111 build as Protoss. Now there are different variations of the 111 build, but the one that I'm going to be showing you is the one where they send a whole bunch of SCVs, Marines, and either tanks, Banshees, Ravens, or all of the above. But basically you're going to rush 3 Phoenixes, then transition to Colossi with Zealots and Sentries. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to skip the first few minutes of this replay because it's pretty standard. You're not really going to do anything different until you feel that he's going for a one-on-one after scouting. Now when you scout, you want to specifically note how much gas he mined and whether or not he has a tech lab or a reactor. Now with no add-on and with a refinery, it usually means that he's going to go for a one-on-one. It is entirely possible that he may just go for Marauders instead, but either way, this is like the first indicator that a one-on-one is coming. And also, when you make your Stargate, it's effective against Marauders too, with Void Rays, so having a Stargate isn't a bad idea. Okay, now for the Chrono Boost, the first 3 go on your Nexus, 4th goes on your Gateway, and the 5th goes on your Cybernetics Core. If I felt that he was going to do some sort of rush, I'd be making a Sentry, but I don't, so I just decided to make the Stargate instead and skip the Sentry. And it's important that you chase the SCV out before you start this Stargate. Next you make 2 Gateways, and also you want to send in another probe out if you lost your first probe, so you can go ahead and do a second round of scouting, which is extremely important. Now when you scout, you want to take careful note of whether or not he has Marauders. So I see this bunker, I only see Marines firing at this probe, so I know that he is most likely going to go for a one-on-one, especially since he has his reactor here. Alright, and one quick note, if you see him making Hellions, or if he's trying to harass with Hellions, you want to make more Stalkers. I only have 1 Stalker here because I have not seen any other Hellions. So after the 5th Chrono Boost on your Cybernetics Core, you're going to use the 6th, 7th, and 8th Chrono Boost on the Stargate to get your Phoenixes out as soon as possible. Also be sure you have something out in the front so that that way you can see if he's going to send any Hellions or any sort of cheese rush, that type of thing. And right before you launch your Phoenixes, you want to start your robotics facility so you can go ahead and get your observer out on time if he decides to go for cloaked Banshees. And I'm warping in. Oh, and also a quick note about the unit composition. In terms of gas use, you're going to use, after your 300 on the Phoenixes, you're going to use 100 on the robotics facility, and then you're going to use 200 on these 2 sentries, and that's it. You don't make any more sentries from this point on. Just these 2, and then you just let the energy build up. And you're going to be doing nothing but building pylons and zealots until you can get your robotics bay down. Moving on. Now with these Phoenixes, you want to do 2 important things. First, you want to snipe the mule. Absolutely mandatory. And then you want to see if he's getting anything with his tech lab. So if you see this being researched, it means he's getting cloak, and you want to start your observer as soon as you can. But with these Phoenixes, I have a good idea of what he's going, and I can go ahead and continue on doing this build. So once again, just keep making Zealots, no sentries, no stalkers, just Zealots here. And then you throw down your robotics bay as soon as the robotics facility is done. And meanwhile, you're just harassing with your Phoenixes, making Zealots, building pylons, and so on. Now after your 3 Chrono Boosts on the Stargate, You should have saved all your chrono boosts so that you can chrono boost your Colossi out as soon as possible. Just constant harassment. I made this observer. I guess I felt that I had a little bit of extra gas, but really it was unnecessary. You only want to make the observer if he's researching something, and you can see that by looking at this tech lab here. Now roughly at the 9:30 to 10-minute mark he's going to push out, so that's to be expected, and your Colossi should be nearly done. And meanwhile you have a ton of Zealots, only 2 sentries and a stalker. Don't make any stalkers unless if you see Hellions. And for this particular game, I got supply blocked at such a crucial moment here. It was a little bit careless of me, but you want generally 2 Colossi before you engage the enemy. I moved out with just 1 Colossi because timing is extremely important and you want to engage him before he reaches your base. But you put up Guardian Shield and then you just force field behind his army, and then you just let these Zealots dice up his Marines and SCVs and tanks, and your Phoenixes finish up whatever air units he has. Note that I did not get range. You're just going for 2 quick Colossi. Also, let's look at the units lost here. He lost 3,300 resources, and I lost 1,150 resources. So basically, I have 2,000 resources more than he has, which is awesome. And that's what makes this build so powerful against this type of 1-1-1. Well, I hope you guys learned something from this video. Please visit us at clanwater.com or visit us at Channel Water in the North American server. And thank you for watching.